Hello everyone, Johnny here. Welcome to the next series of JavaScript. In this session, we will try to learn about the control flow statements like conditional or decision statements, iteration or looping statements, transfer or jump statements. In conditional statements, we will learn about if else, switch. In iterative or looping statements, we will learn about while, do while, and for loop. In jump or transfer statements, we will learn about break and continue. Let me write today's agenda. So we put comments in JavaScript in this way. Yes. So let me write today's concept, what we are trying to learn. We will learn about control flow statements. Like we can call it as a control statements. In this first one, decision or conditional. In this we have if comma, if else, and switch. Looping or iterative statements. In this we have while loop, do while, and for loop. At the end of the session, we will try to discuss the snippets based on these concepts. Next one we have transfer or jump statements. In this we have break and continue. So this will be the only agenda of this session now. And in this we will try to understand the snippets, how they work. First one, generally these control flow statements are used to transfer the execution from one part of the program to other part of the particular code. For example, it allows us to decide which statements need to be executed based upon the condition, based upon this looping, or based upon this transfer. Like if the condition has met, it will try to execute the set of statements. If the condition doesn't satisfy, it will not execute the set of statements and it will follow the next statements. So first one, let us learn about if statement. In this if statement, the syntax would be, we write if condition. Inside this condition we will try to write the whatever the condition you need to satisfy, whatever we need to evaluate. So this is the basic syntax of if condition. So in this if condition, let us write some small example. For example, I am trying to write a small statement like where x equals to 30 and if x greater than 70. If x greater than 70, you know, like if condition, we know this is a variable declaration, this is an identifier, the variable name is x, and we are using assignment operator and we are trying to assign some value. In this if condition, we are trying to check whether it is greater than 70 or not. Now I am trying to write console.log. See, I am trying to write without a see here. So I'm trying to check like this. Whenever you have a single statement, we no need to place this curly braces. We no need to mention this curly braces. Let us see now. Let me save this file and control. Can you see we didn't get any output because the condition has been not satisfied. For example, if I have written 10 here, see, we got yes. So whenever you have a single statement, we no need to write. Here we can say this as a condition, this x greater than 10 as a condition. If it matches, in the sense if it evaluates to true, if it is true, it means when the condition is true, when it satisfies the condition, it will execute this block of statements. It will execute this block of statements. So here the condition is true, so it is able to execute. For example, if I have written something like 70, can you see we didn't get any output in this, so it is not matching. So for example, I have written something like this, console.log hi, console.log high. Can you see? If the condition is met, it will try to execute the statements, or else it will try to execute the next statement. So let me put this in comments so that you can understand what we are trying to write here. See, if condition will try to execute, if the condition is true, it will execute the statements, or else it will try to execute the statements after the if condition. So we got high. If it is greater than 10, it will try to give us yes and high. Yes and high. So this is how the if condition will work. If condition will evaluates to true, if the statement executed evaluates to true, it will try to execute the block of the statements, or else it will continue with the next curly braces which has been ended. Next one, this is about if condition. Now let us look into the if else condition. If else condition will have if part and else part. If the condition is true, if the first condition evaluates to true, it will execute the if condition block, or else the second block code will be executed. So let me write the next topic. If it is if else, the syntax would be condition, similar the condition, this statement will be executed if it is true. Next one, else if it is false, it will be executed. This statements will be executed. Sorry. So this is the basic syntax of if else. Can we write a small snippet implementing the concepts whatever we have covered in the yesterday's and today's session? Yes. See, can we write a program to find out whether the given number is an even or not? Yes. See here, I am trying to write variable a equal to 4. If we have learned about modulus operator. Modulus operator, if it evaluates to 0, it means the number is divisible by that number. So I'm trying to write equals to 0. In this I'm trying to write console, it is even. Else I'm trying to write console.log it is odd. So if we can see here, it is even. So based upon the condition, can we have a dynamic value in the sense based upon the user input? Yes. Prompt enter a value, like we have done pop-up boxes in the earlier sessions. We are trying to implement using this. Now you see 55 I have taken, it is odd. For example, I am trying to refresh this and I am trying to write 44, it is even. So we can write the if condition based upon this true, like if the condition is satisfied, it will try to execute the if block. If the condition is not satisfied, it will try to execute the else block. So this is how we have done with the if condition, and next one is if else condition. Now let us look into the switch statement. Now let us look into the switch statement. Let us look into the switch statement. So in the condition statements we have first one if, next one if else, and next one is switch. Switch statement will have expression and it will be evaluated with each of the case labels. Let us look into the syntax so that we will understand. Switch will have some expression here. So if it is trying to match with this any of the case labels, case A, for example, I have written like this, the set of statements. Again case B, it might be 0, 1, anything. I'm just trying A and B here. If it is not matching with any of the case labels, it will try to execute this default statements. So this is the syntax of switch statement. In this, if the based upon this value, it will try to check with each and every case label. If it is matching, it will try to execute that particular block of statements, the particular case label statements, or else it will try to execute the default statements here. Default statements will be executed if it is not matching with any of the case label. For example, in this case labels also we will have something called a break. For each and every case label we will have a break. It means once it meets the condition, it will try to break it there itself. For example, if I have removed the break here, if it is matching with this condition, it will try to execute this also, because as we have a removed break here. So until or unless it matches with the case label, it will try to execute that particular case code. Now see, for example, let me write some code so that we will understand. For example, if the user is trying to give some input, it should able to print today's date. Sorry, today's date in this is not date, day. We will try to look into the dates also in the further sessions of dates concept, but here I am trying to write when the user gives some input to the user, it should able to print some date. For example, see here, variable day equal to 3. I am trying to write variable day equal to 3 and variable name. Okay, variable name. In this I am trying to write switch case. In this switch case I am trying to pass some value called day. We have case labels here. Case, first one I am trying to write 0 here, and let me write name equal to first one Sunday. Okay, next one break. So this is how we need to write the case label. How many case labels we need to write now? Let me put control V, control V, control. Did we get 7? Like Monday. So this is for 1, this is for 2, this is for 3, this is for 4, 5 and 6. So we have 7 days, right? Let me write Monday is done. Now here it is Tuesday. So whenever you are trying to perform in this like this type of questions, you can use switch case, where if you want to have multiple cases, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Wednesday is done as Saturday. Now if I don't match with any of the case label, what happens? We will be executing the default statements here. So default statements will be like name equal to no match. Let me write no match here, and done. It's done. See here, we have written all these case labels. See, we have been trying to use, for example, see here, if I'm trying to use this, are we getting any date? No, because we haven't displayed this value here. I'm trying to write console.log, let me write name, because at the end it will be displayed in this. So Wednesday, see here, as we have given the input as 3, it is trying to match 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is matching with 3, we got output as Wednesday. For example, let me write the same thing in the prompt. Enter a value. See, as is for the beginnings, we are not using any forms or something. In the later sessions we will use. See, I am trying to write 4. It is giving us no match. Why? Because whenever you are trying to use a prompt, it will be in the format of a number, right? Sorry, string, right? So let me convert this into the number. See now, let me write 4. You got Thursday. In the previous sessions also we have been performing addition of two numbers. Then we have written number of A plus number of B. In the same way here also, when we are trying to write, when you are trying to read the value from the prompt, it will take in the format of a string. So I am trying to convert it in the format of a number. It will be in the form of a string. So for example, if I don't want to keep a number here, then I should able to enclose this one in a single quotes, all these numbers in a single quotes. So it will match with a particular string. So as it is a string here, as it is a number here, it is not matching. So we got no match in the previous case. When we write a number here, so the string will be automatically converted into a number, so it will try to match. So let me check the output again. I'm trying to write 2. You got Tuesday. It is matching with this case level. So this is how we have done with a switch statement. For example, instead of writing in this way, can I write variable day equal to some in the form of an expression here? For example, let me write 1 plus 2. Can I write in this way? Yes. See here, it will be indirectly evaluates to 3. For example, I have written 2 plus 2. It is Thursday. For example, I have written 5 plus 2. No match, because we don't have a 7 here. In this case levels we don't have 7 here, so it is trying to print in this way. So we can use the expressions also in this. we can implement so many logics. For example, see here, I have written 2 here. For example, I have written 2 here, and in the 2 I have removed this break. We haven't written break here. So what happens? As it matches with the 2, 0, 1, 2, second case label will be executed, and we can see here the name has been executed here. So name has been executed, and until or unless it matches with that particular case label, it will try to execute. So here when we have removed this one, like, let me write 2 plus 1, or else it is trying to display Wednesday. Sorry, I haven't removed this. Yes, now we can see we got Thursday also. So we are trying to get the last value, in the sense it is trying to replace with Wednesday with Thursday. You are getting it. For example, if I have removed this value also, it will try to execute all the case labels, and it will make sure that it will print all the values, in the sense it has as Wednesday has been replaced with Thursday, we got Thursday here. But is it matching with the 3? No. If I write break here, we will get only Wednesday. So this is how we are done with the switch statement. We call this one as fall through future, in the sense we have the same case labels. If it has a break statement, it will try to stop there itself. So this is how the switch statement will work. For example, can we group these case labels also? For example, I want to write the same snippet now. Let me put this in the comments. Let me write a new snippet. I have this switch statement. In the same switch statement, I'm trying to write variable like answer equals to prompt of, let me put in this in the number, prompt of enter a user value, enter a value. Now in this I am trying to write switch of ANS. In this ANS I am trying to have case 1, case 2, sorry, case 3. So I'm trying to take 3 cases here. In this I'm trying to take 3 cases, and I'm trying to write here as variable res. In this res I want to write res equals to low and break. See, what I'm trying to do is that if the user has inputted 1, 2, 3, we should able to get low. For example, the user has inputted the same value. For example, user has taken the same values here, and like 4, 5, 6, we need to get mid. We will get mid. For example, the same thing, if the user has taken the same value, like between oh my god, I haven't replaced it. It is mid 4. Sorry, it is 4. It is 5 and 6. If it is matching with any of these 3 case labels, it will try to return as mid. If it is matching with the case labels of 7, 8 and 9, then we will get high. So you are getting it right. So in this we have a default statement at the end. In this default statement we will get res equals to 2 high. Let me write 2. And in this let me write this snippet, console.log of res. It means based upon these case labels, we are trying to create a fall through feature here. In the sense, we are trying to take a multiple case labels at once. So if I am trying to write like this, I have written 2, we got low. Yes. If I have written 6, we got mid. If I have written 88, we got 2. In the sense, we can call this switch case as fall through feature. In the sense, we are trying to take all the case labels at once and we are trying to implement it. So based upon the user input, the user input will go here and it will try to check with each and the case labels, and it will try to display the output in the console. Now let us look into the next part, that is iterative or looping statements. In the iterative or looping statements, we have while, do while and for loop. First one, let us look into the while loop. So in this while loop, it will try to execute the condition, it will try to execute the set of statements until or unless the condition has been satisfied. The syntax would be like this: while, condition and the statements. So this is how we will be writing the syntax for this while statement. Let me put this in the comments. Now see, can we write a small code? We will write small snippets and we will try to have this basic coding logic so we can elaborate it. Variable I equals to, I am trying to write variable I equals to 0 while I less than 10. I am trying to write here console.log of I, and I am trying to write I++. It means we are trying to display the values from 0 to 9. When we have written less than or equals to 10, it will try to print the values here 10. So this is how we will be writing the basic while looping statement. So see here, the first iteration it will try to perform the value 0. It will be printed and it will try to increment. You know about this, right? We call it as a post increment. We have discussed in the previous session also. The value will be passed and next it will try to increment. First the I value will be written and later it will be incremented. So I value will be now 1. So it will try to check with the condition, that is 1 less than or equals to 10. So yes, the condition has met. So it will try to execute this. So the answer now would be 1. Again it will try to increment to 2 and it will try to repeat this. We call each and every repetition or each and every execution of this loop body as a iteration. For example, we call this as one iteration. For example, how many times it will try to execute here? 0 to 10. In the sense, it will try to execute 11 times. So we call this as how many iterations it will try to perform? 11 iterations from 0 to 10. So for example, if I am trying to decrement it, I want to decrement the values of it. How can I write? We just need to write minus minus. So it will try to decrement the values of it. So this is about the while. Now let us implement the same thing with a do while. Do while will also have the same thing, but the thing is that it will check the condition at the end of the loop. Now let me put the same snippet here. I am trying to write do in this, and I am trying to write console.log of I. Did we define I here? No. Let us define I++, and in this I am trying to write while I less than or equals to, let me write only 5 values as of now. It will be easy to scroll. 5. So we haven't defined I here. I am trying to write I equals to let me put 0. See here, we got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the sense, first it will try to have this, but which one we need to prefer? Always we need to prefer when compared to while and do while, we always prefer while statement, because here in the while it will check the condition before itself, so it will try to save us the time, execution time. Whereas in the do while, if the condition has not met, it's waste of time, like executing all the statements and checking the condition at the end. So we generally prefer while statement when compared to do while. The next iterative statement is for loop. In this for loop, we will have a syntax like this. First one we call it as initialization, TIL, initialization. Next one is condition, and next one is increment or decrement. We can write increment or decrement here, anything we can mention. And in this block of statements, we have initialization, condition, increment or decrement. This is the basic syntax of this. If it has met this condition, then it will try to execute these statements. This is about the for loop. For example, see here, which one is easier? For loop will be a shorter syntax. It will be easy to debug because everything will be in the same line: initialization, condition, increment or decrement. So let me write some small snippet based on this. Let me put this in comments. Can we write the same snippet of this, how we have written for while, do while and for loop? Let us write this. First one is condition. I am trying to write variable I equals to 0. Now I am trying to check condition 5, and can you see here, we are trying to print the same 5 values, I plus plus. In this I am trying to write console.log of I, so it will try to return the value of I. See here, let's see. You got 0. First it will try to have the execution here. First step, it will initialize. Next it will try to check with the condition. Yes, it is matching, in the sense it is satisfied. 0 less than 5, it is true. Then it will try to execute these statements. After then it will try to have this increment or decrement part. Here we have written increment, so it will increment it by 1. Again it will try to check the condition, what it is now, 1 less than 5. Yes, so the condition has met, so it will try to print 1. Again it will try to increment here, that is I plus plus. What will be the value now? 2. Again it will try to check 2 less than 5. Yes, the condition is true, so it will try to print 2. Again for 3 less than 5, console.log of 3. Again for 4, yes. Again for 5, it will try to increment 5 now, and it will try to check 5 less than 5. No, it is false, so it will stop execution. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each and every iteration we call it, every execution of this block of statements we call it as iteration. So we have done with this part, like for loop. So like for example, can we write the same statement without initialization? Yes. Let me copy, let me use the same snippet. Let me write the same snippet here. Can I write something like this, skipping the initialization part? See, it will let me write some other conditions so that you can understand, like whether it, see. So we can also skip the initialization part in this. We can also skip the initialization part. For example, what happens if I skip the increment or decrement part? Sorry for this. I'm trying to write like this. Can we write in this way? Let me change the number so that you will get the difference whether we have changed or not. You got 8. So the initialization part has been done here, which is done. The condition part is as it is. The increment or decrement part we have done it here. We can also write in this way also. See, but whenever you are trying to write without a condition, without an increment or decrement, and without the initialization, it will try to perform an infinite loop. It will try to perform an infinite loop. So this is how the basic for loop. Now let us see the next concept. Like first one we have discussed about conditional or decision statements, if else and switch. Next one, iteration or looping statements, do, while and for loop. And next one we will be trying to learn about break and continue. Break and continue. Break and continue. Break and continue. In this break and continue, let us write this. Break will try to make sure, as we have seen in the switch statement, once it meets the condition, it will stop the execution there itself and it will come out of the loop. Whereas for the continue, it will execute the values except leaving that particular condition. Whatever we have met, it will try to leave it and it will try to execute the remaining statements. Let us write some example here. For example, I equals to 0. I have written variable I equals to 0, I less than 10, and I plus plus. So when I have written in this way, in this I am trying to write a small if condition. If I equals to 3, continue. See, whenever we have one statement, we can skip that. In the if block we can skip that. What is that? Curly braces. Now if you can see here what we have done, see, we got 0 1 2 3 is not there. Let me take only 5 numbers so it will be easy for us. See here, the value 3 has been skipped, whereas if I'm trying to take the same snippet, let me write the same snippet here, and I'm trying to write break. Let me write break here. See here the difference. It will stop the condition there itself. Whenever it has the value 3, continue in the sense it will accept that value, it will try to execute the remaining statement. So the answer is 0 1 2 3, sorry, 0 1 2 4. Whereas when we use break, it will stop there itself and it will try to print 0 1 2. So this is how we have done with break and continue statements. Now based upon these conditions, can we write a small snippet so that we can wind up what we have learned? This is how the continue and break. Continue will try to skip that particular value and it will try to execute the remaining statements followed by the until or unless the condition is met. Whereas for the break, when it meets a particular condition, it will stop there itself and it will not execute the remaining statements. Now let us solve a same simple use case implementing all this concept what we have done, using the condition statements, using the looping statements, and using the jump or transfer statements. For example, see, I want to I have a snippet, so I have a snippet to write. I want to solve this question like basic program where it will try to iterate, see here, understand, iterate the values from 0 to 15, iterate the values from 0 to 15 for each iteration, in the sense for each iteration in the sense for each loop. We have seen like for while loop, do while loop, for loop, for each iteration, if then it should able to check, it should check even or odd, it should able to check even or odd, and it should able to display the message. How it should able to display the message? 0 is even, 1 is odd, it should able to display like this. 2 is even. Till how many numbers we need to print? We need to print till 15 numbers. Again we can understand this. We need to iterate the values from 0 to 15. Iterate in the sense, what is the condition we can take? We can take while loop, do while loop, or for loop. Very good. Next one, we should able to check whether the number is even or odd. In the sense we are trying to make a decision whether the number is even or odd. So can we take if condition? No, because in the if condition we have only the one block of statement. We can take if else here, in the sense it will try to check with if part, if condition block, and else block, if and else. So it will try to check, as we have done with the switch case. If you can see here, we have done a small snippet to find out even or odd number in the same way. Now the same logic we are trying to implement here. Now see, I will write for variable x equals to 0, and x less than or equals to let me write till 20 here, and x plus plus. So what it will try to do, it will try to print the values based upon this, like what it will try to print the values from 0 to 20, right? Let me write x here. So the output would be, we got 0 to 20, but for each and every value beside it we need some value, like if it is matching with this condition or not. Then we can write even or odd condition, See, for example, when the number is 0, we can't say, so here I am trying to write a nested if else, in the sense if x equals to 0, console.log of x plus is even. See here, we got this value as even, is even. Let me put this in this so that you will, it is even. Now in the next part I'm trying to write else if. In the sense we have multiple statements here, so I'm trying to write in this, I'm trying to write x modulus 2 double equals to 0. In the sense if it is 0, it should able to print x plus I'm trying to write 3 dots is even, or else the else block console.log x plus is odd, x plus is odd. First it will try to check if it is 0, it will try to print even. If it is divisible by 2, it will print as even, or else it will try to print as odd. See here, yes, we got it. So this is how we have done with a small snippet. We have so many logical questions in the playlist for channel. You can just check, there are a number of examples based upon this, based on the different interview questions. This is the basic series, so we are trying to solve a simple snippets. In this, first it will try to compare with x, next one this one, and next one this else part. So we have implemented a for loop here, we have implemented a condition here, so we have covered with these examples. So today we have done with the looping statements, conditional statements, and jump or transfer statements. Now let us look into the questionnaire part. Let us look into the day 4 questionnaire part. So what would be the output of this snippet? What would be the output of this snippet now? Whenever you write if of 1, in the sense 1 it will be automatically leads to true, so the answer would be Johnny here. You know about the value 1 and 0. In our previous session we have discussed about data types. 1 indicates true, so if the condition here, the condition is true, so it will print Johnny here. Next one, here if we have something called not an empty string. If it is an empty string, we can call it as false, but in this empty string we have some value, it means it is true, so the output of this snippet would be Johnny. It will be a Johnny. Next one, see here again we have something called if of 0n. What do you mean by 0n here? 0n indicates we have a value of big int, so answer of this output would be, guess the output and you can comment below. Just understand what is the use of big int. In the previous session we have discussed in the data types. It is a new feature added in this JavaScript. Next one, if the condition is true, see here, if a true, let name equal to Johnny, and we are trying to print Johnny console.log name. Can we access this? No, because we have let here, so we will get assignment error here, because we cannot access the block of statements. In the first session itself we have discussed the block statements. Let cannot be accessed outside the block. Now again we have question number 4, if of 0. If of 0 indicates false, so it will be, if block will be executed only if the condition is true, so the answer would be a false here. So whatever will be the output, you will not get any output here. Next one, see here, I equal to 50, I equals to 8, or I greater than 20, it should be h. If I equal to 5, b, or else console.log of j. So when you compare this value with this, so what will be the output of the snippet? We will get j, because we cannot see the value of which is matching with any of the condition, that is if and else if. Next one, what would be the output of the snippet of the switch statement? In this switch statement, the output of this statement would be alert of 25 and 35. The statement would be alert of 25 and 35 and 45, because we don't have any break statement here. After this we don't have any break statement, so 25 and 35 and 45, because we have a break, it will stop it here. Next one, hello world. What would be the output of this snippet? It is in the format of a string with a space, so it will try to check with this case label. So it is hello world, so the answer would be a alert of a. In the sense, in the alert box we will get answer as a. What would be the output of this for loop? Let I equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. Console.log of I. So it will try to return as 0, 1 and error, because because see here, it will try to have these values, but it will not print it. It will try to print the values of 0 and 1, but 2 will not be printed here because we cannot access the let keyword values outside the for loop. Let keyword values outside the for loop, so we will get a 0 and 1, and the last one we will get as a error. Next one, let I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus and I plus plus. If we can see here, if it is incrementing only one time, if it has only one, I plus plus and we have only I here, we will get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 these values, but it is trying to increment two times. It is trying to increment two times, so the output of this snippet would be 0. First one it will try to print 0, next it will try to print 2, and next it will try to print 4. So it will try to increment the values based upon this condition. So it will try to print 0, 2, 4. Next one, the previous one is this one is. Now next one, again see here we have the same syntax, but we have a semicolon for this for loop. Always remember, when we have a semicolon for this for loop, it will answer this for loop as a single statement, and it will try to return the last value. So the answer for this snippet would be a 5. The answer would be a smiley symbol. Now see here we have variable I equal to 0. We have skipped the increment or decrement part, but see here we have incremented here itself in the condition. So the output of this snippet would be 1, 2, sorry, it is starting with 0, right? But here we are trying to increment it, so it will try to become 1 less than 5. So the answer would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is no option matching with this. Next one, 6b, sorry, 6b. So what would be the output of the snippet? The output of the snippet would be, it will try to add individual numbers. For example, let result equal to 0, I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. In the sense, generally it will try to print 0 to 4 values. Result equal to result plus I. In the sense, it is a shorthand notation we have written here. It means result equals to result plus I. Result equals to, result means 0 plus 1, first iteration. Next one, 1 plus 1, next iteration. 2 plus 3. So it will try to print all these values, and it will try to print the answer as 15. The answer would be 15 for this. Based upon this value, it will try to print, based upon this value, it will try to print, sorry, it will not print 15 here, because see here we haven't written I less than or equals to 5, right? So the answer would be for this would be a till 4 itself. So the answer is 10 here. There is no option in this. It will be 0. First iteration it will be 0, next 1, next 3, next one is 6, next one is 10. So there is no option in this. So answer is 10. Next one, in this for loop, what will be the value? If we can see in this for loop, you can see this variable count is equals to 10, and we have written we haven't defined an initialization part and conditions part. So the output of this snippet would be, like, it will try to print the general value. It is similar like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The option would be a like symbol, 9. Next one, see here we don't have anything here. A less than 3, yes, it is. So it will, what it will try to do, a, so it will try to yes, a dot length is less than 3 here. So it will try to execute again. It will try to have the values. So it will be a triple X. The answer would be a triple X, not AX, because in the place of A we have an empty string. Next, what would be the output of this break? In this break, if we can see, the output of this statement would be a 8, because it will try to execute each and every statement. And is it break? Yes. So see here, first iteration 0, next iteration, sorry, first iteration is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it will stop there itself, and the output of the snippet would be a 4 here, not 8, it is 4, as we have a break statement. For example, if it has a continue here, it will try to perform the answer as 8 based upon this loop execution. So you can just understand it. If you are unable to do it, you can just comment below this video. Next one, continue. It will try to perform as 8 here. Next one, let I equals to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus, I equal to 3, continue. In the sense, you will get an answer as 1, 2, 4. Yes, the option would be a heart symbol. So this is how we have done with this today's session. So let us have a slide for 2 minutes based upon the questions what we have discussed. These are the basic questions for the beginners, where it is focused on looping statements. You can just have this slide for 2 minutes, like you can elaborate this thing what we have discussed. If you got stuck somewhere, you can just stop the video, then you can just comment below this description part in the comment section, and you have an email ID in the description part where you can drop us the queries, like if you whatever you are unable to understand, or if you have any queries or questions to solve. In the next video we will try to make it in a series. In the first session we have discussed about the fundamentals. In the next we have discussed about the we have discussed about this data types. Next we have discussed about the operators, and now we are discussing about the control flow statements. Control flow statements. So you can just share the snippets with your friends. This tutorial is mainly focused for the candidates who are from non-technical background, in order to elaborate each and every statement, how it works. In a playlist also we have a same tutorial series which we have focused on solving these questions, and this is how we have done with the series today. And you can just comment it down